In today's fast-paced and unpredictable world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by life's challenges. Whether it's dealing with personal struggles, work stress, or unexpected changes, the pressure can sometimes feel unbearable. However, there's a timeless philosophy that offers a powerful guide to navigating life's ups and downs with resilience and peace: Stoicism. Today, we're diving into how the teachings of Stoic philosophers, particularly Seneca, can help you transform adversity into an opportunity for growth. These principles are not just ancient wisdom, they are practical strategies that can help you reclaim control over your emotions and reactions, no matter what life throws your way. 1. Overcoming chaos with Stoicism. Life has a way of throwing curveballs that can make everything feel like it's spiraling out of control. One moment, you might be cruising through your routine, and the next, you're hit with a job loss, a broken relationship, or even just the overwhelming pace of daily life. These moments can leave you feeling stuck, unsure of how to regain your balance. But what if I told you that the key to not just surviving these tough times, but truly thriving in them, lies within the ancient wisdom of Stoicism? Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, teaches us that the external chaos we face doesn't have to control us. His perspective isn't about denying the difficulty or pretending it doesn't hurt, it's about changing our relationship with those challenges. Instead of letting life's turbulence dictate our emotions, Seneca encourages us to take a step back and focus on what's within our control: our thoughts, our responses, and our actions. Imagine this: you're going through a rough patch at work, perhaps facing a job loss. It's easy to feel defeated and like everything is falling apart. But Seneca reminds us that we can choose how we respond. We can see this setback not as a tragedy, but as an opportunity to pivot, to reassess, and to grow. In that moment, instead of focusing on what we've lost, we can start asking ourselves, what can I learn from this? What new path can I create for myself? Seneca's approach to chaos is all about inner strength. He doesn't ask us to ignore our emotions or pretend things are fine when they're not. Instead, he teaches us to face these emotions head-on, process them, and then redirect our energy towards constructive action. This is where Stoicism's power lies. It's in the ability to turn difficult situations into catalysts for personal growth, building resilience in the process. So, next time life feels overwhelming, take a moment to pause. Reflect on what's truly in your control. As Seneca would say, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Shift your focus from the chaos outside to the strength within, and watch as you move through life's storms with a newfound clarity and calm. Remember, Stoicism isn't about avoiding life's challenges, but about thriving in spite of them. 2. Focusing on one task at a time. In today's fast-paced world, multitasking is often seen as a badge of honor. We juggle countless tasks, checking emails while attending meetings, scrolling through social media while trying to focus on work. But what if I told you that multitasking might be doing more harm than good? Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, had a powerful insight on this: to be everywhere is to be nowhere. His advice invites us to reconsider our approach to productivity and focus on the profound impact of giving our full attention to one task at a time. Think about a time when you were completely immersed in something, whether it was a work project, a conversation with a friend, or a creative endeavor. When you focus on that one thing, you give it the energy and care it deserves. There's a satisfaction in truly committing to the present moment. By contrast, when we're constantly switching gears, it's like we're spreading ourselves too thin. Tasks lose their depth, and the quality of our work suffers. Ever felt the stress of trying to do too much at once, only to realize you've barely done anything well? That's the price of divided attention. Seneca's wisdom isn't just about efficiency, it's about depth. When you concentrate fully on one activity, whether it's responding to an email or having a meaningful conversation, you start creating work that truly reflects your best effort. This approach leads to better results and a deeper sense of accomplishment. Imagine how much more satisfying it feels to finish a task thoroughly rather than hastily rushing through several things at once, never quite feeling satisfied with any of them. The psychological benefits of focusing on one task at a time are also significant. Studies have shown that multitasking increases cognitive load, leading to mental exhaustion and more mistakes. When you choose to focus on one thing, your mind becomes clearer, less stressed, and more capable of handling complex problems. It's like decluttering your brain, allowing space for creativity and deeper thought. So, next time you're tempted to juggle multiple tasks, remember Seneca's wisdom. Commit to being present in whatever you're doing. Whether you're working, spending time with family, or even just relaxing, fully engage in the moment. In doing so, you'll find that not only does your productivity improve, but your sense of fulfillment and mental clarity will too. It's not about doing more, it's about doing better, with intention and focus. 3. Mastering self-control. In life, we often find ourselves swept away by our emotions, whether it's anger, frustration, or anxiety. These intense feelings can lead to moments of impulsive actions that we later regret. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, believed that emotional turmoil often stems from an undisciplined mind. He understood that when we allow our emotions to control us, we give away our power. However, by mastering self-control, we can regain that power and act in alignment with our values, no matter what challenges life throws our way. Think about a time when you let your emotions take over. Perhaps you lashed out in anger or made a decision in haste, only to realize later that it wasn't the right choice. In those moments, it's easy to feel out of control. Seneca's Stoic wisdom teaches us that self-control isn't about suppressing our emotions but understanding and managing them. When we become aware of our impulses and triggers, we gain the ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This practice of self-awareness and rational thinking is key to mastering our emotions. It's not about ignoring what we feel, it's about recognizing those feelings, understanding where they come from, and choosing how to respond. For example, if you're feeling frustrated during a meeting, instead of snapping at someone, you can take a deep breath, assess the situation, and decide to communicate calmly. By doing so, you align your actions with your values of respect and professionalism, rather than allowing the momentary frustration to dictate your behavior. Seneca's wisdom goes deeper. He suggests that emotional mastery creates mental resilience. By learning to control our emotions, we don't just navigate daily challenges better, we build inner strength for tougher battles ahead. It's like working out a muscle. The more we practice self-control, the stronger and more resilient we become. This resilience isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about thriving, maintaining peace of mind, and acting in ways that reflect our deepest values. By mastering self-control, we stop being slaves to our emotions and become the masters of our own actions. This allows us to live with greater clarity, purpose, and integrity, no matter the circumstances. The next time you find yourself in a moment of emotional intensity, remember Seneca's words: take a pause, reflect, and choose your response. By doing so, you'll not only cultivate a more peaceful existence but also align your actions with the person you aspire to be. 4. Preparing for adversity. Life is unpredictable, and at some point, we all face challenges that test our strength. Whether it's losing a job, dealing with a health crisis, or going through a personal loss, these moments can feel overwhelming. But what if I told you that preparing for adversity in advance could actually make you more resilient when the tough times arrive? Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, offers a powerful tool for this: premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. Essentially, it's about mentally rehearsing the worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on negativity, but to prepare ourselves emotionally and mentally for life's inevitable challenges. Imagine this: you're worried about a job interview. Instead of only focusing on the potential success, you take a moment to think about what could go wrong. What if you don't get the job? What if they don't like you? This exercise may sound uncomfortable, but it's actually incredibly useful. By confronting the worst possible outcome in your mind, you diminish its power over you. You realize that even if things don't go as planned, you'll be okay. This mental rehearsal lowers anxiety and allows you to approach the situation with calm and clarity. Seneca's wisdom teaches us that when we anticipate difficulties, we're not preparing ourselves for failure, we're preparing ourselves for resilience. It's about accepting that hardship is a part of life and learning how to handle it when it arises. This approach doesn't mean we live in fear or constantly expect the worst. Instead, it allows us to approach challenges with a sense of readiness, knowing that we've already considered the possible outcomes and have a plan in place to handle them. Think about athletes or high-level performers. They don't step into the arena without preparing for the most difficult circumstances. They envision the pressure, the possible setbacks, and their response. This mental preparation doesn't just help them perform better, it makes them more adaptable and focused when things don't go according to plan. Similarly, by practicing premeditatio malorum, we can transform uncertainty into strength, reducing the shock and pain that often come with life's curveballs. The beauty of this Stoic practice is that it doesn't just protect us from the blows of life, it empowers us. By mentally rehearsing challenges, we take away their power to overwhelm us. Instead of reacting with fear or panic when adversity strikes, we can face it with resilience, knowing that we've already prepared ourselves for the worst. So, next time you're facing uncertainty, take a moment to consider the worst that could happen. Then, remind yourself that you're capable of handling it, and you'll be better for it when the challenge finally arrives. 5. Voluntary hardship. Life often feels like a constant flow of challenges, whether it's the pressure at work, personal struggles, or unexpected obstacles. In these moments, it's easy to want to retreat to the comfort of the familiar. But what if I told you that embracing hardship, not avoiding it, could actually make you stronger? Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, believed that voluntarily embracing discomfort could strengthen the mind and build resilience. It's like an athlete training for a marathon, pushing themselves through pain, sweat, and fatigue to build strength and endurance for the race ahead. Imagine you're facing a difficult situation, maybe a public speaking event or a challenging work project. The natural instinct might be to avoid it, to protect yourself from the discomfort. But what if instead of avoiding the discomfort, you leaned into it? What if you saw it as an opportunity to grow? Seneca teaches us that this is where true mental strength comes from, not from avoiding struggle, but from choosing to face it head-on. Voluntary hardship isn't about seeking out suffering for its own sake. It's about consciously choosing challenges that force us to grow. For example, if you're someone who fears confrontation, instead of avoiding difficult conversations, you might choose to have those conversations. It's uncomfortable, yes, but each time you face that fear, you become more resilient, more confident. You expand your capacity to handle similar challenges in the future, knowing that you've overcome them before. Stepping out of our comfort zones doesn't mean we're looking for pain or difficulty. It means we're allowing ourselves to grow by embracing situations that test our limits. Just like an athlete lifts heavier weights to grow stronger, we can push ourselves through life's discomforts to develop a more resilient, adaptable mindset. Whether it's learning a new skill, taking on a project that challenges you, or simply pushing yourself to be more disciplined, each act of voluntary hardship builds our mental toughness. By choosing hardship, we transform discomfort into growth. And when life inevitably throws us more challenges, we'll be ready. We'll be like that athlete who, after countless hours of training, can handle even the toughest of situations with poise and strength. So, next time you face discomfort, remember that it's not something to fear. It's something to embrace, because it's in those uncomfortable moments that we grow the most. 6. The value of solitude. In today's fast-paced, always connected world, we are constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the hum of technology, the buzz of social media, or the demands of our work and relationships. It's easy to forget the power of solitude. But Seneca and other Stoic philosophers knew something we often overlook: the value of spending time alone for deep self-reflection. Stoicism teaches us that in the quiet of solitude, we can find clarity and wisdom, helping us realign our actions with our true values and better engage with the world around us. Imagine the moments when life feels overwhelming or unclear. We often turn to others for advice or distractions, but true clarity comes when we take the time to step back and listen to our inner voice. When we are alone, we can reflect deeply on who we are, what we stand for, and what truly matters to us. This allows us to see our lives through a more focused lens, helping us make decisions that align with our deepest principles rather than reacting impulsively to external pressures. Seneca valued solitude because it gave him the space to reconnect with his purpose. It's not about isolation for its own sake, but about creating room for introspection and growth. This practice is deeply connected to emotional intelligence. By spending time alone, we can tune into our emotions and examine them without the interference of external influences. This process helps us understand our triggers, regulate our responses, and become more resilient in the face of challenges. Solitude also strengthens our ability to handle life's ups and downs with grace. Just as an athlete trains in solitude to build strength, we too must embrace moments of quiet to build mental and emotional resilience. The more we practice this inner solitude, the better prepared we become to face the unpredictable nature of life. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by adversity, we learn to respond thoughtfully and with greater emotional stability. So, next time you feel overwhelmed, consider retreating into solitude. Use it as an opportunity to reflect, recalibrate, and reconnect with your true self. It's not about escaping the world, it's about enhancing your ability to engage with it in a more meaningful and intentional way. In the silence, we often find the wisdom we need to move forward with clarity and purpose, ready to take on whatever challenges life presents. 7. The power of perception. Life is full of challenges, some small, some overwhelming. But what if the difference between simply surviving these challenges and truly thriving through them lies in how we perceive them? Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, taught us that the way we perceive life's difficulties shapes our entire experience. Instead of viewing ourselves as victims of circumstance, Stoicism encourages us to reframe these challenges as opportunities for growth. This simple shift in perspective can empower us to take control of how we respond, turning adversity into a chance to build strength and resilience. Imagine facing a setback, perhaps a job loss or a personal disappointment. Our natural instinct might be to feel defeated, to think, "Why is this happening to me?" But through the lens of Stoicism, we can choose to see these moments not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. What if this setback is not the end, but a redirection? Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the situation, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger from this experience? This shift in perception doesn't just make life easier, it changes how we engage with the world. When we view challenges as opportunities to develop our character, we become more proactive. We stop waiting for things to happen to us, and instead, we take charge of how we respond. Stoicism teaches that we can't control external events, but we can control our reactions to them. By reframing adversity as a chance for growth, we become empowered to act thoughtfully and with purpose. The power of perception also impacts our emotional well-being. When we see obstacles as part of a greater journey rather than as unfair burdens, we experience less anxiety and stress. This perspective helps us stay calm in the face of adversity, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. It's about accepting that life will always present difficulties, but it's up to us to decide how we respond. So next time life throws you a curveball, try to pause and reframe your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" By changing how we perceive challenges, we transform them from obstacles into opportunities for growth. And with this shift in mindset, we not only become more resilient, we become empowered to navigate life with grace and purpose. 8. Embracing change. Change is one of life's constants, yet it's something most of us fear. Whether it's a new job, a shift in relationships, or any kind of major transition, change often feels overwhelming. But Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, teaches us that our ability to embrace change is not just important, it's essential for mental toughness. Instead of resisting change, Stoicism invites us to welcome it as a natural part of life. By adjusting our mindset to accept the fluidity of life, we can navigate transitions with more ease and less anxiety. Imagine facing a major life change, like moving to a new city or starting a new career. The natural reaction might be to feel unsettled or anxious about the unknown. But what if you viewed this change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth? Stoicism teaches that life is in constant motion, and to be at peace with ourselves, we must learn to flow with it, not against it. Change isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace as part of the grand, ever-evolving experience of life. By welcoming change, we stop clinging to the past or trying to control the future. Instead of getting bogged down by the fear of what might come, we can focus on how we want to respond. For instance, instead of being anxious about a job change, we can view it as an exciting chance to learn new skills and meet new people. This shift in mindset takes the pressure off and allows us to step into new situations with curiosity and excitement rather than dread. Seneca understood that in order to be mentally tough, we must accept that change is inevitable. Life is never static, and those who can accept this truth are more equipped to handle life's ups and downs. When we stop fighting change and start embracing it, we free ourselves from the anxiety of uncertainty. We realize that every change, no matter how small, is an opportunity to adapt, evolve, and strengthen our resilience. So, next time change knocks on your door, remember Seneca's wisdom: don't fear it. Embrace it. Adjust your mindset, and welcome the new possibilities that come with it. By doing so, we not only ease the stress of transitions, but we also build the mental toughness needed to thrive in a constantly changing world. 9. Practicing gratitude in adversity. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially when we face adversity. It's easy to get caught up in what's going wrong, whether it's a difficult job, a personal setback, or unforeseen challenges. In those moments, it's natural to focus on what we don't have, what we've lost, or what's slipping out of our control. But Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, offers a different perspective. He teaches that, even in the toughest times, practicing gratitude is essential for building emotional resilience. By appreciating what we have, rather than dwelling on what we lack, we can shift our mindset and find peace, even amidst chaos. Imagine facing a setback at work or a personal disappointment. The instinct might be to focus on the negative, the things you've lost or the ways things haven't gone your way. But Seneca's wisdom reminds us that it's in these moments that we can most benefit from practicing gratitude. Instead of letting ourselves be consumed by what's missing, we can look at what we still have: our health, the support of loved ones, the lessons we've learned, and the strength we've gained. Shifting our focus to what we are grateful for helps us stay grounded and positive, even in challenging times. Gratitude isn't just about acknowledging the good things in our lives when everything is easy, it's about recognizing the value of our experiences, both good and bad, when life feels overwhelming. By practicing gratitude regularly, we train ourselves to notice the positive, even when it's hard to see. This practice of focusing on the good, rather than what's wrong, can help break the cycle of negativity and self-pity. It allows us to cultivate a mindset that finds peace, no matter what life throws our way. Seneca understood that adversity is part of life, but it's how we respond to it that truly matters. Practicing gratitude helps us build emotional resilience, teaching us that we don't have to wait for everything to be perfect to feel content. When we shift our focus to the things we are grateful for, we not only improve our emotional health, but we also become better equipped to face life's challenges with a calm, grounded perspective. So, the next time you face difficulty, try this simple Stoic practice: pause and find something to be grateful for. It might be something small, like a moment of kindness or a lesson learned through hardship. By practicing gratitude regularly, you can begin to see the value in every experience and move through life's challenges with more peace, strength, and resilience. 10. Cultivating inner peace through virtue. In a world that often feels out of control, it's easy to think that happiness and peace depend on external circumstances. We often look for satisfaction in things like success, approval from others, or material possessions. However, Seneca and other Stoic philosophers believed that true happiness and inner peace come not from external achievements, but from living a life of virtue. For the Stoics, virtue is the foundation of a calm, composed existence, and it is through aligning our actions with wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance that we cultivate this inner peace. Think about a situation where everything seems chaotic, maybe it's work stress, personal conflicts, or the constant pressure of trying to meet expectations. In those moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and lost. But Stoicism teaches us that our response to these situations is what truly matters. When we act with wisdom, we make thoughtful decisions. When we act with justice, we remain fair and considerate of others. When we act with courage, we face difficulties head-on, and when we act with temperance, we exercise self-control and balance. By focusing on these virtues, we find a source of strength that isn't dependent on the outside world. Living virtuously means staying true to our core values, regardless of external events. For example, when faced with criticism or a setback, we can choose to act with wisdom and patience rather than react impulsively. We can choose to embody courage, standing firm in our convictions even when others challenge us. By doing so, we build emotional resilience and a deep sense of inner peace that no external circumstance can shake. This internal peace is what allows us to remain calm in the face of adversity. While life may continue to throw challenges our way, our grounding in virtue gives us the strength to stay composed. It's not about avoiding difficulty, but about choosing how we respond. This Stoic mindset empowers us to handle life's obstacles with grace, making decisions that align with our highest values and leading to a more fulfilling life. So, as you navigate life's challenges, remember that true peace comes from within. By practicing virtue daily, you create an inner strength that allows you to face any situation with poise and confidence. Whether it's stress at work or personal struggles, staying rooted in wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance will help you find peace, even in the most difficult times. As we wrap up today's exploration of Stoicism, remember that life is full of challenges, but it's how we respond to those challenges that truly defines us. By embracing the Stoic principles of focusing on one task at a time, mastering self-control, accepting hardship, and practicing gratitude, we can build emotional resilience and find peace even in the most difficult moments. These lessons aren't just philosophical, they're tools you can apply today to live a more thoughtful, purposeful, and fulfilling life. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more insightful discussions on Stoicism and how it can enhance your daily life. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What Stoic principle do you find most helpful in overcoming adversity? Let's continue to grow together. Keep pushing forward, stay strong, and remember that your peace is in your hands.